session. As a result of the board's discussion in closed session, we feel that we would like to have new letters of interest where appropriate, including resumes. There is a larger pool here of people who would like to serve on the ethics board than we really have fully vented. And I think we can make a better decision and do something that is more advantageous to the town. If we got resumes of some sort along with a letter just saying you're interested. The board will have another 30 days to think about it, and we will have more applicants on the table.
Move the table.
I'll second it.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay. Supervisor's budget report. You all have the pile of papers. So far, I haven't dove into all these numbers. We're only in February of the new budget, and these numbers reflect the budget and spending, which I'm required by law to give to the board members. I'm not required to discuss it, but I feel that probably next month and the month after, we should get into a discussion on the budget, and we will by then have had the benefit of Mr. Beckett's report, and maybe we can start heading down some of these roads where the budget is perhaps inappropriate, and deal with it. For now, are there any questions from board members about the stuff that I have given you?
Thank you for giving it to us. Appreciate it. Could it be possible that maybe we can have Mr. Beckett come to next month's meeting just to introduce himself and see him?
As soon as he is done doing what he has been charged to do, he will be at a meeting.
Okay, great. I'd
that's-
like to ask some questions. And,
That's where we're headed.
Okay, great.
Yep. Well, all spending lies in the board's corner, not the supervisor's corner. And the more I can get you people involved, the happier I am. Okay, old business. The FEMA law. You see the correspondence in the packet that I gave to you. We're almost done with putting that to bed. I was assured by our attorney that when we had our little problem in Wagner's Hollow, the law was effective, and if indeed there were some FEMA applications, we were all set. It could have very easily matured into a very nasty thing. Any questions on how we're coming with the FEMA law?
How are we proceeding on this? Are we going to see a copy of the law, then hold a public hearing for the corrections, and then vote on it again? Is that the way?
They're telling me that's not necessary. It's a matter of what officer is enforcing it, which is our building and codes officer, which wasn't referred to, and the other stuff seems to be just details they're not too concerned about. But NCON won't do anything with the law until it's formally filed and approved. So the approved part was a surprise for me. Okay, past the FEMA law, the Duns. Okay, the next item that I put down here is an email from our insurance carrier. This is an update and further action on this entire investment procedure I'm trying to set up. Basically, computer fraud and electronic funds transfer limit was increased from 10,000, which is normal on the bond form, to 150,000. Now, we'll be buying T-bills in $100,000 denominations, so 150 is more than adequate, I feel, on that. And you'll note the price on that was, how much? Another $126 a year. So when you're handling money in $100,000 lumps, $126 premium doesn't seem like too much to me.
Do we have it in the budget line, or do we have to give you a motion to give it extra?
Just a motion to accept the additional coverage from the insurance carrier is appropriate.
I'll make a motion, we accept the additional coverage.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, carried. Okay, the next resolution in my packet is resolved to order the new truck, plow, and associated equipment, piggybacking on Onondaga County contract number 7823 for Western Star 4800B cab and chassis, and Onondaga County contract 7823 for Henderson Truck Equipment, plow, wing, and body, total not to exceed $290,000. Do I have a motion?
What resolution number is this?
47.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Betty, second.
Artie, I have a question.
Sure.
Someone did a study where they discovered in many local communities they're using MAC instead of Western Star, which is supposed to be just as good but cheaper. Do you have an opinion on that?
Yep, I got a quote on a Mac too, that's about $4,000 more than Western Star. And I have an opinion on Mac trucks as far as the local municipalities that have them with their durability. So,
Which means they're inferior to.
How many
Western
broken
Star.
bell housings in the area?
town of Root was at 7 broken bell housings on their Macs. And when a bell housing breaks, that's a big job. Town of Minden has had multiple transfer case problems on their Macs. Those two. And since then, Root has gone away from Macs.
So
But
Artie,
I did price a Mac,
so you priced the Mac, it's within $4,000, you're saying? With the-
4,000 more.
with the same option, cab and chassis only?
Cab and chassis, less truck, more money.
Put your comparisons on the table.
Well,
maybe
I made a little sheet here, actual numbers, the Westerns, the Mac is 177,438, and Western Star is 171,800. So it's a difference of $5,600.
What was the Western Star?
171,830. And after the last meeting, I did some research. Western Star builds their truck four-wheel drive at the factory. Peterbilt, Henderson will not install two wings on a Peterbilt due to the strength of their front frame extension. Kenworth, Henderson will not put plow equipment on it due to the front frame. International does not offer all-wheel drive, and Mack is a higher price, and their truck is installed, their four-wheel drive is installed aftermarket. The truck is built, a two-wheel drive truck, goes to a different place, they put the axle, and they cut it up and make it all-wheel drive. And the Mack is, unfortunately, more money.
Artie, I've heard it said, now what you're saying is this is gonna be a two-wing truck?
Yep,
I've heard it said that that's not particularly useful in this area because we can't really use the two wings, it has to be one at a time, is that true?
where did you get that information?
From a friend.
Well, your friend is greatly misled. He is quoting people, misquoting people that told him stuff. I know who you're referring to. He was told that the township he talked to only uses them in a state of emergency. They are legal at any time. If they weren't, the state wouldn't have them on their trucks.
Are they
We use ours a lot.
two wings that we're
Yep.
already using?
Yep.
Or can we save some money? I heard other townships order the box and plow equipment and put it on the shelf, say 20, 30 grand? Can we, is it worth it for us to do that, or?
I would say no.
Okay, well, no, I just
mean,
heard.
if it was a matter of just putting a dump box on, but the hydraulics on these trucks is very intricate.
Okay,
Everything is tied to everything else, it's all done. And for warranty reasons,
I was just
I
gonna
would
say,
just
warranty
say-
reasons is the big thing.
I would say warranty reasons, I mean, the Henderson equipment we have on the other Western Star, Henderson is awesome with warranty, I can tell you that.
so it's not like the 3500 where you pop on a box, pop off a box. This is much more.
Right, this
Okay.
is, I mean, the hydraulics is all, they're controlled by ground speed, you know, they're tied in with a speedometer, there's a lot of work to it.
Okay, no, I'm just asking because I heard some other towns do it, and I'm just like,
I know of one town that did it, and they quit doing it,
okay,
so.
look, I'm just trying to save us money.
Yeah, I understand. And if I thought it would save money, I would have suggested taking it off the old truck, but there's no sense putting 25-year-old equipment on a new truck.
Okay.
From the looks of this resolution, I can understand you're wanting to save some money.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, man.
Unfortunately,
This is a very specialized piece of equipment.
unfortunately, it is the most expensive truck in the garage. It is the only one we have like that. It is gonna be the only one we have
I
like
am
that.
assured that this is the only one of these the town of Palatine will own for a long time to come. Or I wouldn't be agreeing to
The
it.
truck that this is replacing was bought to replace a Walters, and we're replacing the truck that replaced the Walters. That's all we're doing.
Now, in that light, the other thing that I have to address here is, I used an average of a 14-year useful life in my analysis of the highway department's plow trucks. This gonna last 14 or more?
It'll last a lot more for it.
I can safely say 18, 20?
The one we got's 20-some years old.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm looking for as much, you know, these trucks, you have to figure the money over the useful life. And in a $1 million budget and a $290,000 truck just do not jive unless you're financing the truck for at least a short period of time and your useful life is more than the average truck in the garage.
Well, unfortunately, everything else, price of stuff goes up, it doesn't come down. I mean, you look at that by what we paid for two trucks 2 years apart, it was $30-some thousand in 2 years, on almost identical trucks.
Well, the state's method of figuring how much a truck costs per year also has a fudge factor, I call it, to update the pricing every year. And we're supposed to be in a zero inflation environment. Well, all right, is there any other discussion on this item?
Artie, just one more.
Sure.
The question, the Western Star we have and the other the current Western Star and the new one, like, are they pretty much the same, or do we have to take a do we need to send someone for additional training? Because I know you said they're adding all this stuff that we can't touch or fix.
No,
Okay.
it's just that the computerized engines and stuff nowadays, if something goes wrong with them, you gotta plug them into a computer. It's got nothing to do with,
Okay, so
this truck will be same motor, same transmission as the other truck.
is the idea you're trying to get everything the same so we have interchangeable tires, rims, all that kind of stuff?
That's one part too, but I didn't bring that up, that's minor.
Well, no, I'm asking you because I'm trying to get behind the process
And
because
it's
the public
helpful,
wants
if you
to-
got two trucks that use the same filters, you don't have to stock different filters, you know, that's definitely helpful.
Right,
But-
so we have the Western Star, if we'll have two, we have the Sterling, right?
The Sterling and the Freightliner have the same motor, same filter, same everything,
Okay,
and the two Internationals are the same.
okay, so we're just stocking 3 sets of everything.
So we'd have 3 sets of twos, pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Now, at our workshop, we mentioned bonding. Is that right?
A tax revenue anticipation note, but here again, like I tried to explain at the last meeting that we had, I prefer 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. And one bank that we're doing business with says that, well, you know, there's no use of a 2-year tax anticipation note because the taxes are coming due in between. But they have no concept of trying to smooth the budget out, which is the main thing that I'm trying to accomplish with this. We're actually loading the 2018 budget by another $100,000 where money was taken away, and there's a zero balance once we buy this truck. Which we have a mower goal or something of that nature. The budget's got zero in it. We gotta get through till next December with a zero balance in that item in the budget. I know we're not gonna make it. We got, what, 4 trucks that are over 10 years old? And the maintenance line is cut in this year's budget. It's not gonna happen. So to smooth the budget, I prefer 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3, but it looks like it's gonna be a 50-50 deal.
Well, we wouldn't have to pay right now until September, right?
That's right, that's
Okay.
my next point. My next point is, if I can get this investment program going, T-bills are going up every day almost now. The interest rates are going up. And if I can get a loan booked as of the date we buy the truck, which should be cab and chassis probably August, that means we don't have to borrow money till August. And if I can get the money invested now, 1 year's worth of income on a $100,000 T-bill will pay for the 6 months' worth of interest on the truck. So it's a win-win. It works. It's interest rate arbitrage problem is what it is, and we'll have enough money without having any new budgeted money from taxpayers to handle that part of it. And have more money in the 2018 budget to take care of some maintenance items in the town barn, which are gonna come. You know, you just had one apart, the back end of one of those sanders. I signed checks today for what, $5,000?
Probably.
Yeah. And another fan went through a radiator, $1,000 radiator. I mean, we're about through most of the money for maintenance in the highway department. We gotta put some more in there, and this truck purchase with some financing will kick some of that into next year's budget.
So,
And-
Artie, we could sell right after snow season, we could sell the all-wheel drive, right?
That's right.
So we'd have a good idea of what we're gonna get for that truck ahead. And that's also money we can have in our pockets.
That's money that's not even in the budget.
That I understand.
Right.
So that's money we can have in our pockets before even the other truck comes. Because you can get by the summer without that truck, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
There's another issue there that I don't know yet what the answer is to it. And when we sell an item, does the money go to the highway department or does the money go in the general fund? Now, we have other areas in the budget that are short of paying the bills. And previously, when a highway truck got sold, the money went in the highway budget. You aren't gonna like this, but I don't see anything that makes that necessary, and I gave that question to Mr. Beckett to answer the other day.
I think it goes back in the general fund, and if the board wants to put it back in the highway, they can put it back in the highway.
Exactly. That's the way I read that law book.
That's what I believe.
But when I make a decision like that, that's radical from what has gone on around here, I like to back up and get a professional opinion. But we have other areas where the town is going to be short in paying the bills, and that's one area we can pick up some money to do other things with.
Well, that would give us 3 pieces of equipment we're selling this year. We're selling the 2
Yeah.
trucks and that.
Yep.
And either it mitigates some of this cost, or if we're over or need it, we got it.
That's an age-old problem. There's never enough money to go around. Okay, we didn't do a motion to table the
We didn't take a vote on
appointments.
that.
Yeah, we didn't take a vote.
We didn't take a, okay, on the truck. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right,
What was your vote?
that one's done.
Aye.
Mine was too.
Okay. Now, it's not in your package. We need somebody to, if indeed we decided in executive session to table the appointments to the ethics board.
Maybe a second.
we need a motion, or did we already do that? I
We
forget.
actually haven't made any motions to
No.
appoint anyone to the ethics board, so we don't have to table, we tabled the discussion from going forward.
Okay,
I moved and Sean seconded that.
That's right, Sean second, Hank moved, Sean second, we voted just.
we're
to
all
table.
clear on that then,
Just
we're
the
30
table.
days out. Okay. All right, the next resolution then, resolve to amend local law number 1 of 2010. As per details to be worked out between Judge Diger, Cheryl Sebastian, dog control officer, and Greg Dunn, attorney. Details are to include a change in the enforcement and appearance ticket sections 6 and section 7. Such changes to be provided as soon as possible for board approval and filing. I'll make that motion.
Second,
We got a second. Any further discussion?
It's my understanding when we want to amend this law from 2010, the party should bring us the amendments of the current law. And then we should make recommendations back and then hold a public hearing to make the changes to the amendment. Is this one different?
I'm looking for guidance from Greg Dunn
Okay,
on how to do this.
okay, no, I'm just asking because I thought that was the way, and I didn't think we needed to do the resolution until we needed to pass the law. That's all I'm just trying to say.
I cannot figure out why I'm making this resolution. If everybody is in agreement to change this law, why are we doing this? Why don't we have the changes in the law and a procedure to go ahead?
Well, I'm just saying that it just seems backwards, that's all. I'm not-
Yeah, it does to me. It's been on the table for a year and a half.
it made sense last time we looked at it, they got pre-approved, so. Well,
Okay.
That's literally what happened,
All right.
so, let's make sure that they have to pay, when they violate the law.
There has been a lot of discussion. The judge doesn't want to put somebody in jail for their dog troubles. And Mrs. Sebastian goes out and gives them a ticket and they ignore it. So
Why
let
can't they
these,
give some money?
But the ag and markets law does have a provision that we can confiscate the animals and charge $30 a day first offense, and $10 a day first offense, and $30 a day second offense. So I mean,
Does our vet kennel for us too, or not?
well, Cheryl would take them to the.
we got a dog control officer, we got a judge, and we got an attorney.
Yep.
And boy, that's about as complicated as I want to get.
Well, I'm just saying we do have it's part of the ag and markets law. So I mean, we could look at it and.
If you pick the dog up, you have to have somebody that's willing to kennel it.
Well, we have we pay $5,000 a year, so.
You're shaking your head no,
No,
Cheryl.
I've already been up to the shelter and I talked to the shelter manager. And it's up to their discretion whether or not they want to take the dogs, because it's their concern is with the stray dogs that we bring in. The safety and welfare of the stray dogs that are out on the road gonna get hit by a car. They're not, it's not their problem that we have an issue getting our townspeople to license their dogs. That's not their concern. And there were many issues, or many different reasons that the shelter manager gave me, like liability is another one. We go take somebody's dog and take it to the shelter, something happens to the dog, the town's gonna be responsible. I mean, there's many, many issues that the shelter manager brought up to me is why they really do not want to get involved in that.
Is it safe to say that you, the judge, and the attorney in the same room can come up with something that you're all happy with?
Yes.
Have I got a second? Okay. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
Okay. Okay. Next, my sloppy handwriting. Being that Judge Dygert would like to have a substitute court clerk, be it hereby resolved that the Town of Palatine Town Board approve Janie Dygert as substitute court clerk as per Judge Michael Kokoma's approval in a letter dated June 15th of 2017 to Judge Dygert. Judge Dygert has gone forward and asked for permission to hire a substitute clerk. And I think it would behoove us to do his bidding. He has his reasons for wanting this. I'll make the motion. Do we have a second?
One second.
Any discussion?
This is just substitute, not permanent.
Substitute.
That's fine, okay. I think we did this last year, same thing. Okay.
Similar thing, yes.
Yep, okay.
Yep.
This is 49.
49.
Okay, if there's no more discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right. Now we have another latecomer resolution.
I'll just look at it and then I'll get the application. This will be number 49.
Whereas it is necessary to increase the appropriation as discussed to purchase a 2018 Chevy 3500. Whereas that the supervisor's office is hereby authorized and directed to amend the 2018 operating budget as follows. Resolved that the town board does hereby approve the following. Decreased fund balance by $58,698 and increase machinery and equipment by $58,698. That's the truck that the motor went out of?
No, that's
No,
the
it's a new
pickup,
truck.
that's the
New
new
one
pickup
ton.
truck.
Okay.
The new one ton.
Well, you had a one ton the motor went out of, right?
No.
No? Okay.